And it looks like we're going to be starting off with squared. Very clean, straightforward map. It's not really that clean. It's pretty chaotic. Probably one of the messier maps in this game. We'll put the poll away after the first game. I think that sounds fair. That way everybody's got lots and lots and lots of time to vote. And that is an Ouroboros that is going to get a special off of a single piece. And a single piece piercing through here. Well, not necessarily a single piece, but trying to defend. But we get a really nice custom E-liter scope. Could have actually completely blocked off that area. But at the same time, that's gonna, like, Ljovynn only has that one little spot to really be able to make any impact with. You know, chances are that's what he's looking to utilize next. I wouldn't be surprised if AJ went for a defensive play and it worked in that middle area, just sectioning it off. That isn't too bad of a play either, as you get your special off of it. And yep, there it is. Could have actually been blocked off maybe completely with something like heavy splatling. But that said, the name of the game here isn't necessarily to... If you're not in a position where you feel like you can confidently base build, or you've not even built your deck around base building, it's not how you're playing the game. You're playing the game... You're disrupting anything your opponent's trying to do, and you're using much more simplified basic base building combos to build your base. But as it stands, I don't see any situation where either player really has a good moment to do some proper base building, as both just have access to the entire board. There's not a single spot here that isn't in control, or that isn't like completely open for both. I respect this play. It means we're setting up for a Tentatek position. And with Little Judd, Octostamp, and Tentatek as the other three cards, it pretty much means that you're gonna get a free special, I guess, so you don't even need to worry about the Tentatek, but whatever is drawn is probably gonna be what gets used next. And it's just, you just have a lot of cards that can play into whatever you're looking for. Ljovynn forced to provide a delicious helping of extra special for... Ooh, that looks so snug. And that's the new Tentatek spot. But this is a very strong game for AJ right now. Ljovynn looking for, like, a core piece of this puzzle, even if there even is one right now. Like, there's a lot of burst bomb positions. That tells you that this has been a vicious fight between these two, as there's just burst bomb locations. There's nothing of true substance for Ljovynn to really work with otherwise. But those burst bomb positions mean that those are essentially, if Ljovynn has the right cards, those are really good combo pieces for some special chaining. Oh, the Tentatek even overwriting a bit of the crack and making it slightly less effective. Does set him up with a slight advantage, but when your opponent has 10 special, I don't know what you can do. I don't know what you can do. And I don't think he could either, as he is going to make the decision to resign. And AJ will be claiming the first point. Looks like we've already got our next stage ready and logged in and roaring as we go right over the line. This This one comes off as boring. Like, it appears boring, and maybe with more time it'll become more clearly boring. There's a lot of really easy ways to defend. But, like... I don't know, the stage just feels fun to me. It might just be, like, bias on the idea that it's really easy to get too special. And just, like, the giddiness of being like, ooh, I've got 2 special, what should I do with them? This is definitely a good stage for Pearl Drone. Aside from Angle Shooter, it's like the biggest 2 special play. Ooh, we're gonna set up something up there. Tri-Stringer is in position and ready to be played. I can suspect. And if that gets played, technically speaking, that's just a lot of room for a good special to break through and cause a lot of havoc. Like, that's something interesting to keep in mind, too, is, like, you can get your combos, and it blocks your opponent from going into your back, but you've just got a whole field of, like, points available if you don't set your pieces smartly for defense. Little Judd here will secure 2 special points. Steel Eel is trying to break through. Will manage to claim some turf, but gets overwritten once again. Meaning that AJ's actually getting some good tempo here. This would shut down the Stringer, or at worst it would tie with it. And would even break through. So this play potential, if Ljovynn does not have the Stringer yet, this hurts Ljovynn's plans immensely. Especially after just using those 4 special to play a Steel Eel. That essentially hasn't really made much of an impact on AJ, who is already securely sectioned off her turf. Yeah. I don't know if Ljovynn was aware of what was coming, but even if he did, or if he was, he would especially, I feel like he was just in a spot where he felt like it was already clean and cut. And that is going to be 2 points for AJ. Setting her in a very good position here. All she needs is the luck of the draw once in the next 3 games. Well, not just the luck of the draw. She needs good strategy and good play too. But if the universe favors her just ever so slightly one more time, or she can just outwit Ljovynn, that will be a 3-point match, and she will be advancing to winter finals. Both starting off with some hefty plays. Captain versus the Ouroboros. AJ opting to try to just shut down Ljovynn from playing on one half of the sides. I wonder if Ljovynn has a way to be able to do that. Yeah, he does, as he drops a Mudmouth. And both players have essentially just, like, claimed their stake. It's going to be hard for either of them to really make any kind of impact at this point. Though there's still a little bit of place for AJ, and there's a little bit of place for Ljovynn. Going for the angle shooter to try to just completely end things, but it is not going to be successful. Which means that we're kind of at a point where Ljovynn has that entire side claimed for himself. Is he going to try to start claiming turf on AJ's half of the splatter lane? Or Splatter Stop. We do have a ballpoint come in here. There's just that really narrow pathway. Aside from like Steel Eel or some odd stuff, I don't know if he really has anything to do there. Fizzy Bomb for just a little bit more special. A lot of turfs already be claimed, and there's only so many cards that they're looking for at this point. That Fizzy Bomb's really good too, because that means that she's now in a good spot to be able to drop a hefty special. Rapid Blaster. Wonder where we're gonna put this. It only really fits in that area. She's still looking at a few more pieces. I think the combo piece that's meant to play with the Rapid Blaster has already been played, so she does not have that option. But she can still do a couple of things. It can still take up space. She needs to play some more points to catch up, as Ljovynn currently has an 11-point lead. Waiting to see what Ljovynn chooses to do, and he is again forced to pass. Toss away that card that just won't work. We have the perfect Jella Fleur set up. I am mistaken. I am so woefully, gravely mistaken. I see a piece for the other card that she was looking to play. But she ended up playing on a more aggressive front. Technically, the Octo Stamp could... it works. It doesn't grant you the special, though I don't know if she's hurting for special right now. 2 turns left. We're going to play our first one. Grants a special and allows her... Yeah, she didn't really need it, so she can drop her 3 12s. Just focus on points and positioning, which... very respectable plays. Ljovynn is also in a position where he's got a little bit of a trickier spot to work with, but if he can get that special off of that one special block in AJ's turf, that guarantees that he's going to be able to play a 3-12 on the final turn, and he might have a strong counter to be able to maintain his lead. He's forced to play a Little Judd, which grants him 1 special, but that is now AJ with a 7-point lead. That's it. I think that was more than 24. Is she going to be able to 3-0 Ljovynn? She manages to secure the win. Ljovynn, unfortunately, stuck with a couple of rough decks, or rough hands to start things off with, and could not keep up the tempo, forced to get knocked down into the comeback rounds. We'll have to climb all the way up.